This initial hates you but acts like your friend.
Here are the darkest secrets behind Willy Wonka. Almost everything you see in the chocolate garden room was actually edible. The only thing you couldn't eat was the river, which was made from cream, water, and chocolate. But the cream ended up going bad a week in, and it smelled horrible on set. The flour that Wonka eats in this scene is completely fake and made of plastic. The directors actually forced him to eat it until the whole scene was over. The girl who played Violet actually had to give up chewing gum after filming because almost all her teeth fell out due to all the cavities she got. And the heavy makeup she wore on set actually became embedded in her skin, and when she went home, her skin was purple for months. The foam used in this scene was actually completely toxic. All the actors had a horrible allergic reaction to this and were hospitalized for days.
I'm the boy, the lightning, the...
Down south, hood baby, make all the girls go crazy.
Go stupid. You smart like an A+ student.
My friend here, Justin, he's already taken, and he's cracked up for it.
Most likely to. Friend group edition. Most likely to name their kid something we'll all make fun of. Most likely.
I am here to pick up my kids, Charlotte and...
Rating weird wedding dresses. JuSt pink is not your color, girlfriend. 2,927 tenths. What the hell?
Okay, your total is...
Rating weird wedding.
Here are the darkest secrets behind...
If a service dog ever approaches you, but they're...
Lies parents told you as a kid. Number 1, that if you swallow gum, it will stay in your stomach for 7 years. Yeah, this is false. You would actually just poop it out in a couple days. Number 2, that coffee will stunt your growth. This is false. All it would...
This initial loves you, but...
Shorty gon' get that paper. Shorty tongue rip like razor. Shorty got wick, got flavor. Part of my tits and makeup. Pay her. Jump and hit that layup. Panic this in my head. I don't know what to think. King nails to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, marry me, Juliet. You never have to be alone.
Here are 3 animal sounds you do not want to hear in the wild. Number 1, hyenas. If you hear that sound, you better run because that means they just made a fresh kill nearby, or they're communicating for a hunt, in which case you're probably the prey. Number 2, elephants. Now, elephants may seem docile, but they are actually extremely aggressive. Every single year, 500 people are crushed to death by these things. Number 3, lynx. That's what's known in the wild as an animal exorcism. It's actually the sound of a lynx dying, but some think it's Mother Nature's possession.
Okay, I'm done. I already came twice. Welcome
Welcome back, guys. I'm about to blend this little line contour hack. What do we think? Do we think it's gonna work?
Another one bites the dust.
Down the iPad while we're at dinner, or you're gonna be grounded for a week.
But I'm working. I'm about to hit 6 million followers. Listen to your father or there will be consequences. You're always siding with dad and the baby. Why don't you take the iPad away from her?
Down the iPad while we're at dinner, or you're gonna be grounded for.
Here's how an AK-47
Movie scenes that went horribly wrong. When the evil witch was escaping and the wizard...
Down the iPad while we're at dinner.
Here are 3 animal sounds you do not want to hear in the wild. Number 1, hyenas. If you hear that sound, you better run because that means they just made a fresh kill nearby, or they're communicating for a hunt, in which case you're probably the prey. Number 2, elephants. Now, elephants may seem docile, but they are actually extremely aggressive. Every single year, 500 people are crushed to death by these things. Number 3, lynx. That's what's...
Three times actors weren't actually acting while filming the movie Maleficent. They couldn't find a girl who was actually terrified of Angelina Jolie who played Maleficent. So the only child that would actually work is Angelina Jolie's actual daughter. And the acting in their scenes together is actually her daughter just trying to get her mom's attention. There's an iconic scene in The Joker which is thanks to Joaquin's emotions and not acting at all. One day on scene, he got to hear the movie soundtrack for the first time. And the tear on his cheek right there is actually his reaction to hearing the music for the first time. In this scene, in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Malfoy stops his friend from standing up after a Gryffindor victory. But really, it was just him stopping his friend from clapping because he really wasn't supposed to during the scene.
You should always wear your face mask, and this is why. Richard was a 37-year-old man from Ohio that did not believe in wearing a face mask. He would constantly post on his Facebook that he would not buy a mask and would not buy into the hype. But on July 1st, he posted on his Facebook that he was having COVID symptoms. Richard got tested for COVID and he came back positive that same day. And less than 3 days later, he died due to complications in his own house.
I built a friend.
The most respectful moments in sports history. During a marathon race, this runner's body completely gave out, and that's when his brother caught up to him and carried him across the finish line.
And Alistair is going to try and carry. He's having to drag him across the line and pushing him home for second.
At a rugby match in Australia, this kid went onto the field, stole their ball, and tried to score a touchdown. Rather than trying to stop the kid, they played along and even carried him to the end zone. After a hockey game, one of the players gave his stick to a little fan, and his reaction is priceless.